my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, home of the Stripology Ruler. Have I got a great project for you where you can use up your scraps and make a fun quilt completely free? Join me for my dangerous block of the month and let's make a quilt together for the next 11 months. Well, let's take a look at the inspiration behind this dangerous name. So I love detective stories, I love mysteries, murder mysteries, and I love to listen to them when I'm sewing. It's just a great way when I'm immersing myself in a project where I'm just sewing and I don't need to be focusing on anything really detailed. I love to have a story in my ears, and I think a lot of you share that. So the dangerous block of the month was kind of inspired by that, because also what is dangerously addictive is working with your scraps and feeling like you're making something beautiful out of a pile of stuff that you didn't, I wouldn't call it discarded it, but you set it aside because it's too pretty to throw away, right? So maybe you'll be able to use it. So I created this dangerous block of the month way back in the day. I'm going to tweak it a little bit. So I have renamed it. I've renamed the block. So each block is going to be named after a female literary detective. So I love to listen to, series when there's a really good character, especially a female detective that is kicking you-know-what. I just love those, and just to honor those fabulous characters and what they do for me as I'm creating, that's what I'm going to bring to this project. So just like solving a good mystery or putting together a great puzzle, this quilting, of course, is dangerously addictive, but working with those scraps is too. And for this project, I don't want you to be afraid of little pieces and scraps. This project is all squares and rectangles, straight seams. And that is a great way, even if you're just starting out, is a great way to practice your just scant quarter-inch seam. We'll go into all of that, using up those little scraps and make something great over a period of time that we can do together. So let's take a look at the quilt. So these are the quilts I made 16 years ago. Will I be making another one? Yes, I'm going to sew right along with you throughout this year. But let's take a look at I made two back then. So I made one because when I started organizing my scraps, I had a lot of monochromatic black grays. So I did a monochromatic, like a black and white type of quilt. And I decided to create one layout for that with a fun piece border. So that is the black and white. And then I did another one with just my colored scraps. And also I did a scrappy background. So all of the backgrounds are different for each block. So this is my scrappy version. For this one, I decided to do a little bit different layout, adding a piece sashing. And so you can choose either option, and who knows, when we get to the end, maybe there will be a third option for putting it all together. But how do you get ready for this project? Well, I'm sure you have a scrap bin. This was mine back in 2016. I have another one now that I will be pulling from partly. But if you have a scrap bin, pull it out. If it's a drawer, if it's a tub, I don't know what it is, pull it out. And let's start just sorting those scraps. And here's what I like to do when I work with projects like this, scrap projects. I like to just sort it into color groups. It just helps you stay organized, because if you're cutting something for a part of the block and you don't have enough of that one fabric you started cutting, it's okay. Just grab another one. It's a scrappy project regardless. So you can start with a really blank slate, organize your scraps, get them all maybe some ironed into straight flat piles of fabric, and then store them that way so they're ready to just get chopped up when we get to each block. So here is just a digital rendering of one of the quilts in the black and white. I just wanted to show you because this should be a blank slate. You don't have to do either version that I did. You can do whatever you want. So you can be as scrappy as you want to be with both the colors and the backgrounds, or maybe you want to choose a single fabric for your background. So I'm going to give you all that information. Here's, for example, choosing a dark background for that color colored quilt. And so that, see how that just does something totally different to it? So you can try all kinds of fun things. At the end of the day, if we're working with our scraps, we called it already kind of discarded stuff. You're making a free quilt here, everybody. Free quilt. Who doesn't love that? Now, our very own Jody is going to be sewing along with us, and she wanted to do a little bit color coordinated quilt. So she chose 4 colors from our color club. So 4 packs of color club. She chose the pink peony, and that would be 5 different hues in the pink. Lilac, which looks really great with it, those lavenders in different shades. And then bringing in a little bit of turquoise. So really nice bright turquoise. And then the basalt, which is all these different shades of gray. So these will be her main colors. And then if we put that photo of the wheel with all her fabrics again, back up, you'll see she's going to be using a dark background, a black background, so a single background. Now, let me show you, so this is a completely free project. And so it is under our free patterns. So all you gotta do is just go to our website under free patterns or go to programs, block of the month, you'll find it. And you just put that pattern in your cart. It's gonna be $0, but it's gonna be like you purchased a pattern. This is what you get to start with, and this is just to get you going on the first steps of organizing. So it will give you those instructions, the bits and pieces of leftover fabric. In the next few block of tips of the day, I'm gonna show you how you can practice that perfect scant 1/4 inch seam. And if you wanted a 1 background for either version of the quilt, just get yourself 3 yards of a single fabric for that background. If you wanted to know exactly what each block, how much background you need for each, I would say approximately 1/3 of a yard if you wanted to do a single background for each one. But otherwise, I would say don't stress on it too much. This is supposed to be a scrappy project. It's supposed to be practicing and having fun. So don't worry about it too much. It's going to be a fun process. So once you put that in your cart, you go to your, and you process the order and everything for $0. This will be in your downloadable files, and this will be the PDF you get this month. So then when it comes to next month, always on the 4th Tuesday of the month, there will be a new block pattern automatically in your account under Dangerous. So you just go to Dangerous, and there will be another PDF for you to print with that month's instruction. On Tipsy Tuesday, for my tip of the day, I will give you some tips on each block, and as you can see, they are so fun and always just straight rectangles or squares. So we're always working with straight edges, no bias, lots of little strip piecing, subcutting, but using up all those delicious scraps. So I hope you join us for this wonderful Dangerous project for the next 11 months, including this one.